Our next big move, biggest move we've ever made for Revival Today. Behind me is a building that will look nothing like it looks right now when we finish. We're on just under 5 acres of property that we've just finished purchasing, which is going to give us the ability to have a state-of-the-art studio. And in that studio, something I've wanted to have for a long time, which is a live studio audience. It's going to be a 500-seat building when we finish with it that'll give us the ability to touch the world with our broadcasts. This facility is going to give me the ability to do what I've really missed, which is having you in the audience to minister to personally. Obviously, you can't beat the reach of digital media. We touch the whole world every day, but we have the ability now with this to lay hands on people, pray for people that are sick, a place where you can bring people that are drug addicted, demonized, and really give them the ministry that you can't get on YouTube and Facebook. I can't wait. And then beyond that, we're going to announce the launch of Revival Today Church. We're going to hold Holy Ghost church services every Sunday morning. I'll be there most Sunday mornings. This isn't going to be like some little side project. We're going to give you and your family a place you can go that's a soul-winning church that values the presence of God, where you can get prayed for and ministered to, where there's not a critical race theory lecture or a mass and social distancing 10 minutes of no talking to anybody in the lobby. None of that. We're going to have a place where you're free and where you're free to experience the presence of God.
I'm incredibly excited because I know a lot of you have been asking about different meetings and events that we couldn't have during COVID, and trust me, we tried so hard. So this really frees us up to do everything that we want to do with healing meetings and women's conferences. So I am so looking forward to seeing you and having you be a part of this.
So I want to give you a twofold call to action. Number one, if your church turned in to a liberal nightmare in 2020 and you need a place to go, I would be happy to have you at our church. Number two, if you are a partner or a friend of our ministry, Revival Today, this is the biggest move by far we've ever made. By the time we finish remodeling that building, the acquiring of the property, you're looking at a couple of M's. So if you would stand with us now, I'll say thank you ahead of time. Pray and ask the Holy Ghost what He would have you to do. You've been so generous, and I thank you ahead of time for your extreme generosity. I know I speak on behalf of my wife, everybody here at Revival Today, when I say we love you very much. And now I can say I look forward to seeing you face to face here at the new home of Revival Today.
Hey.
Are on the broad road that leads to destruction. And tonight, I would say with Moses, I would say with Joshua, turn, repent, choose God, serve Him, live for Him. That is the message of God tonight to this great audience of people at Yankee Stadium.
I see revival coming to planet Earth. Maybe as never before. It will be untold numbers, an untold, uncounted multitudes that will be saved. The dead will be raised. The arthritic will be healed. Cancer will be healed. No disease will be able to stand before God's people, and that it would be a worldwide situation.
There's a church that doesn't just know about God, they know God. They don't just believe in His power, they carry His power. God will shake the United States of America one last time, not by might, not by power, but by my Spirit.
Fly me to the moon.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. It is Check the Market. Today's title is How to Create Your Own Crypto, which is very fascinating. What would you name it? If you could.
Coin?
The
P-money?
Patty coin.
P-money.
P-money coin.
Yes.
I don't know what I would call mine. I would probably figure out something like pretty inappropriate just to make sure that people are saying it. So, but I can't say what I'm thinking currently, but, all right, let's get started.
Yes. Good morning, everybody. Make sure you share the broadcast with everyone.
How are there trolls already on the chat and we didn't even get started? What's going on here? Ninja Buddha and Alice and Linda. Nice to see you. Preston Jones. He would call it Megalis with a $sign at the end. That's pretty awesome. Alice Quinn, how are you? Linda says, good morning, Patrick.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ashley. Where are you guys watching from?
Trolls from last night.
Oh, I see. Christopheros, nice to see you. Lyric are always here. You're always the faithful one. Eric, good morning. Who else is on? Share the broadcast if you haven't already, because we're being stifled on Facebook.
We are?
Yeah. It's like, it's been pretty bad. So we have to figure out like ways to get those numbers back up. But yeah,
Looks
we're
like
totally
Mark
being...
Zuckerberg's a CNBC fan, but we're coming for you, CNBC.
Thank
you,
you, Nick. Thank you,
soon.
Nick, or Brennan, whoever put that up there. Because we're being stifled on Facebook and YouTube, there's no better time than today to download the app. There it is. It's available now on the App Store, on Google Play, and of course, you can now watch it on Apple TV, which is like honestly the most supreme way of watching this show or any of our shows. Which, by the way, did you know that we have a lineup? Check this out. So we start each morning with prayer in the morning with Kofi, followed by Check the Market. Then we have Revival Today Live. This is every single freaking day. Live with Maddie Ortiz. I can't wait to hear what she's talking about today. If you haven't tuned in to what she's saying, girl is a little spitfire. And of course, check the news each night at 11 p.m. So let's get started.
Chadford Whitmore, the 8th. Bitcoin
What
has
was that? So
That's
European.
That's what I
I've never
imagine in my
somebody
mind.
said-
Like, that's what he looks like. So it's like, my name is Chadford. He probably went to Harvard or something.
Like only on this show do I feel like your European roots really come out. Seriously. You'll interchange a lot of like W's for V's when you're reading. Do
Seriously?
you realize that you do
I
that?
do not.
Yeah. Anyways, it's pretty interesting.
Oh.
Okay, continue on. I'm sorry. Sorry to interject. I just thought that was beautiful, Patrick.
Thank you.
One more time.
I can't do it now. Bitcoin has a market cap of 600 billion and Visa only 500 billion. This makes sense because Visa is accepted at 46 million merchants worldwide, and Bitcoin is globally accepted as a Ponzi scheme.
Somebody wants to know where you're from.
I'm from Germany. That's
But-
where I was born.
But
But I was raised in Kenya in East Africa. So I'm German African.
German African. That's exactly what he is.
Market is open. Chi just said ding, 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 ding. And the S&P rises for a third
No,
day
please.
as the comeback rally continues. Dow Jones is up. NASDAQ is up. Russell's up.
Don't shoot it.
Everything's up.
Everything's up.
Everything's looking up.
All right.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the
That's
way up. All the way up.
Like that theme. All right. Next. I feel like this is not as messy as it typically is.
Bitcoin bounces back after erasing its 2021 gains. Did you see?
Oh my
It is like speeding back. What a roller coaster.
What is happening?
Let's take a look here. Bitcoin up 15% today.
What?
34,000. Ethereum up 14%.
What? How?
XRP up 21%, back to 66. Dogecoin up 38%. People realize it's not that big of a deal. Let's buy. This is a good opportunity to buy.
Dude, this crypto market's got me all sorts of crazy.
It's a roller coaster.
Literally, after yesterday's show, for whatever reason, I was like, I'm done with crypto. I'm going to sell it all. What is happening? For real? There's just no there's no explanation why it just keeps going up. It's because people are now confident.
People are confident because it got to a level where it couldn't go down anymore, and people just started buying again. So
Wow.
I bought another $500 in Bitcoin when it was down yesterday. Should have bought more. Yep.
No kidding. See, this is part of the reason why we can't be emotional when we're investing.
No.
Because this kind of stuff, like if you get emotional, then you're a goner.
2014 to about 2019. That's how long it took me to learn that.
How do you snap out of it?
You just
I feel like I'm
have
just
to. You're like,
way
I'm
too emotional.
done with losses. I can't do this anymore. I'm gonna hold
Right.
to the bitter end.
Time in
The
hand.
company goes bankrupt, or it's gonna come back up at some point, and it usually does.
That's crazy to
Don't look at it every single day. Don't think about it.
Yes, it's a word from the Lord. I receive that. I receive that. All right, don't be emotional. Be more like Eric Ferreira that bought in at $500 because he saw an opportunity. Buy at the dip. What was it?
Yeah.
What's the phrase? Buy
Buy the dip.
Buy the dip.
Yep.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gents. Next.
5 classic memes that have been sold as NFTs.
Come on. But if you don't have the rights to these, or do you have the rights to these? Or are
The
these
people that had the rights to them sold them.
Okay.
Yeah.
To just anybody, so then anybody can make an NFT out of them, or what?
No, it's an NFT, so it only belongs to that one person that bought them now. They have the rights to it. So people can still use it.
What was that? Charlie Bit My Finger is now off YouTube because somebody else owns the rights.
Yeah.
You realize that's the stupidest video that went viral of all time. Charlie
is.
Bit.
I did not understand it.
I didn't understand it either. I was like, then get Charlie's finger out of your mouth.
Yeah, for real.
I didn't get it. I was swat Charlie. He's biting you. Swat him in the face. I don't get it. It's just a different world. Maybe it's like a cultural difference.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was funny, but that was one of the very first videos that made it viral on YouTube, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Very bizarre. So 5 classic memes that have been sold as NFTs. I wonder how much they went for.
We'll find out.
All right.
Let's see the first one.
I went into the NFT. I'm creating an account for NFTs, and I'm going to create my own NFTs.
Yeah. Just create something, see if it becomes a meme, and then sell it for $1 billion.
I'm thinking about creating some type of like audio, just like a soundbite.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not?
We'll learn all about that today.
Really?
And how to create your own crypto.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm excited. Okay. Number 5.
Success Kid.
In August of 2007, Lainey Grimer took a photo of her 11-month-old son, Sam, at Ponte Vedra Beach. Sold on, April 17th, 2021 for 15 ETH. What is that?
Ethereum.
So that's the US dollar version?
And then that's what it would be in US dollars. So it's sold for
$32,000.
Yeah.
I'm going to start pictures of all my kids. I'm not kidding you. Isaac does way funnier faces than that. What? Could you imagine? So this is just the picture.
Yes.
Interesting. I wonder who bought it.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of creepy?
Yeah.
Like who's
bought that
purchasing
picture?
that?
For $32,000.
Yeah. Who was like, I must have this success kit.
They probably bought it as an investment because they thought they could sell it for 300,000, but then the NFT market crashed, and now it's worth maybe 1,000. Let's see the next one. Bad luck, Brian.
Ian Davies uploaded a photo of to Reddit of his friend Kyle Craven on January 23rd, 2012. Sold on March 9th for $36,000.
Yes.
I mean,
Keep going.
this is why you should never feel bad about charging more for your
Look at this.
business. If you have a business,
Really?
charge more. There's funny money going on here. Nyan the Cat. Chris Torres created Nyan the Cat on April 5th, 2011. The image was created from a hybrid image of a Pop-Tart and a cat. Sold on February 19th, 2021 for $590,000. Somebody in Japan bought that. I guarantee
Probably,
it.
yeah.
I guarantee they bought it. But there you have it, $590,000. Charge more. Listen, this is a word for somebody today. If you're working construction, maybe you're doing some type of hard labor, charge more. If there's money like this going on, like just shooting around, there's money for you to charge an extra $20 an hour. I'm not playing. Number 2. Charlie Bit My Finger sold on, what is that, May the 23rd for $760,000.
Incredible.
Is Charlie getting this money? No, Charlie probably didn't get the money because somebody bought the rights from Charlie and his family.
Charlie's family probably got the money, yeah.
Charlie is probably what? If this was 2007, he's probably in his 20s now.
Yeah.
Next. Number 1. The Doge. Sorry?
Atsuko Sata, the owner of the dog, uploaded an image of her dog Kabosu in 2010, sold on June 11th for $4 million.
So clearly that was Doge that purchased that NFT.
Could be. It could
'Cause
be somebody who's like
that's
who
who's
loves
using
that
it.
crypto, yeah. Because the owners of the people that created Doge, they basically sold all of their Dogecoin.
Did you know that?
Like way back when, so that he could buy a Honda Civic.
Oh my gosh. NFTs. Have you ever purchased an NFT?
No, I don't think I
Have
will.
you seen Doug's NFT?
No, he purchased one.
Oh yeah, he showed me. I wanted to see it. I'm not gonna show it. Maybe I'll take a picture. Maybe I'll find it and then I'll show it. But if
Okay.
it's the right one, because it's a pineapple flicking people off.
Seriously?
I have no idea what I would love to ask him why he selected it. But he's
Next
like,
time
oh,
he's
it's
on,
one
we'll ask him.
one of 50. And I was
Yeah.
like, what? It doesn't make any sense to me. Still, NFTs don't really make much sense to me. I feel like it's just a,
Racket.
money laundering.
Racket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Hunter Biden selling his art just to kind of like funnel money.
Yeah.
It's got to be that.
Or he just doesn't have anything else to do.
Hunter? It's true. What else is he going to do at this point?
Everybody's making art though. George Bush, Hunter Biden.
Yeah, all just money. It's
What's the
just money
comedian from
laundering.
Canada?
The what?
The Mask. The comedian. What's his name? The Mask.
Jim,
Jim Carrey.
Carrey.
Jim Carrey. Yes. He's creating art.
out of
too.
every movie he selected The Mask for Jim Carrey.
That's the one that's like.
Dumb and Dumber is the.
Oh,
number
he's in
one.
Dumb and Dumber,
Dumb and
that's
Dumber is literally his number one film. He should have never made another film after Dumb and Dumber. That's what I feel.
That was a good movie.
It was fantastic.
Let's see if we can NFT Dumb and Dumber.
Don't we have something in here? Let me see. All right. Continue.
Continue. Next article. Crypto selling is an opportunity to traders say what they would be buying. Let's see the article. Cryptocurrencies are in for another volatile week as we have seen a roller coaster. The price of Bitcoin swung below the psychological important 30,000 mark and briefly went negative for the year on Tuesday before mounting a significant rebound. The latest in a series of wild moves this month. Another major digital currency include Ethereum and Litecoin. Steep as they may seem, these pullbacks are creating entry points for investors, two market analysts told CNBC. I definitely see this as a buying opportunity if you're looking further out. So it's a buying opportunity. I think it's still a buying opportunity at 34,000. Especially Ethereum at 2,000. XRP, Bitcoin Cash, some of the other ones. All right, continue. Next article. Here we go. The moment everyone's been waiting for.
Oh, gosh.
Student Coin Terminal will let you easily create your own token for free. Let's see the article. The STC terminal will be launched by the end of July 2021 and will be a major milestone in the wide-scale tokenization of the economy. It will make issuing a token accessible to everyone, including individuals, organizations, corporations, startups, and decentralized finance projects. Student Coin is a platform that allows users to easily design, create, and manage personal, corporate, NFT, and DeFi tokens. The ecosystem is powered by its STC native cryptocurrency and consists of several services, including the STC Wallet, the STC Exchange, the STC App, and the STC Terminal. The Wallet is a powerful online tool with more than 270,000 users, which offers STC staking, so token holders can earn up to 13% annual percentage yield. The app allows... Okay, this is just basically a sponsored ad for this, even though we didn't get sponsored. But here, STC Terminal, Student Coin, if you look it up, you might be able to create your own cryptocurrency, create your own coin, see where it goes. It could be the next Bitcoin. Who knows?
Probably not.
Just like SafeMoon, the next Bitcoin. We'll see where it goes. Next article. Go back. Right now, we are arranging the details of projects that will be listed when it goes live, such as SMT and many more. It will be released within a few months. You'll be able to list your own projects after passing verification. The design will be ready soon. So stay tuned, and maybe you'll be able to create your own cryptocurrency, make your own coins, call them whatever you want. All right, next.
What if you decided to make a cryptocurrency that was backed by something actual, like physical?
You could do that.
Like quartz.
Yeah.
So people would actually have to go mining for quartz.
Literally go mining.
Literally.
Buy a
it's
cave.
just backed by quartz.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know.
Buy a cave. People can mine their own quartz.
I feel like the whole mining process is what sets Bitcoin apart.
But they all do it. They all do it.
Safecoin does it too?
It's all like
Or SafeMoon?
using computer power, basically.
Okay.
The mining, the hash rate, and all those things.
I wish I could find out more about that. Just to see
We'll
exactly how
we'll
it's done.
We'll have Doug back on.
We should, because he knows how to do it. He tried mining,
Yeah.
right?
I tried it too on this very laptop right here.
Yeah.
This HP that everybody hates.
Okay, wait. Because it's an HP. But
And
tell
it
me.
heated up so quick, I had to immediately shut it down.
So tell me the process real quick.
I had to download these programs.
Okay, so it's like a bunch of programs.
It's a bunch of programs, and then you can do the mining, and it'll give you like a tiny fraction of the coins that it processes. It'll give you a tiny fraction, which is what you get as like the transaction
are
price.
the miners.
Yes.
You're not sitting there
No,
doing
you're not
this.
sitting there. It's solving these algorithms using the computing power. But this computer is obviously an office computer, and not a mining computer.
The lowest
so it
office
heated. I mean, quick. Within
heated up.
like 2 minutes, this thing was running hot, and I had to shut it off and uninstall all the programs.
No way.
I thought it was gonna like fry it. Yeah.
So you're not physically doing anything. It's basically just a bunch of programs that you start up, and then they
it's
do.
a program I
the mining
downloaded,
for
and
you.
I had to sign up for some sort of mining cooperative, and then use their codes and enter those codes into the program, and I would use my computer mining power with their mining power together, and I'd get, I think it was like, I mean, minute. The amount of power that my computer would be using, the electricity would cost way more than it's even worth to get, $0.00000001 per month or whatever it was. It was crazy.
No.
I just wanted to see how it worked.
So say you juice that thing up, you get the most high-powered whatever.
Yeah.
Like they were doing in China.
Yes.
How many coins do they get out of that? Like say in a day?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up.
It's
But
just very
I mean,
bizarre.
it's profitable for them.
Well, it must be.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Some used vehicles now cost more than original sticker price.
That's pretty funny.
Pandemic has created crazy situations where high demand vehicles are selling for more than they did when they were new.
No!
Let's see the article. When it was new, the Windows sticker price on a typical 2019 Toyota Tacoma SR double cab pickup was just under $29,000. 2 years later, dealers are paying almost $1,000 more than that to buy the same vehicle even though it's used. Then they're selling it to consumers for more than $33,000. Welcome to the wacky world of U.S. car and truck sales, where the pandemic and a global shortage of computer chips have pushed prices to record levels. In the past year, used vehicles prices on average have climbed 30%, according to Black Book, which tracks car and truck data. That's created many crazy situations where high-demand vehicles are selling for more than they did when they were new, said Alex Yurchenko, the company's senior vice president of data science. The market is very strange right now. Dealers need the inventory, so they are paying lots of money for their vehicles on the wholesale market. It always makes more sense to buy a new car than to buy a used car right
100%.
now.
Because it's just the depreciation, but of course it depreciates way more if it's
Yeah,
a used car,
'cause
especially if it's a trash car like a Tacoma.
The prices are crazy.
It's insane. Sorry if I offended you and you have a Tacoma. Next.
Yurchenko has found 73 models of 1 to 3 year old vehicles being sold at auctions for prices above their original sticker, which is called manufacturer's MSRP. Used vehicle increases accounted for 1/3 of the large rise in inflation last month, according to Labor Department. Prices shot up a record 10% in April and another 7.3% in May, as inflation spiked 5%, the biggest 12-month increase since 2008. The average used vehicle cost $26,000 this month. Many of the models Yurchenko found were high-priced trucks and SUVs or highly sought-after and loaded-out vehicles, including high-performance Ford F-150, Raptor, Jeep Wrangler, and Mercedes G-Class AMG 63.
Yeah.
Best car out there.
Seriously.
Continue. But two-wheel drive Tacoma SR is the lowest priced model of Toyota's top-selling small pickup. To be sure, higher-end versions of the Tacoma also were on the list, but even more mainstream vehicles are selling for more than their original prices. For instance, the 2020 Kia Telluride and the Hyundai Palisade, which is like their big SUVs that they just came out with.
Yeah, and those are like almost like cult-like. The Tellurides or whatever. It's like people are like, this is the best SUV ever.
Whoa, look at that.
Thank you, Lord. I knew, Father, we just thank you right now, Lord. We just come before you. We thank you for your grace. Get that box over here.
Bring the box back.
Bring the box back. Continue, Patrick. I'm sorry for interrupting
No
you,
problem.
But,
Yurchenko says crazy prices moving further into more ordinary vehicles. Before we get through this, prices for many mainstream vehicles will get closer. So I've been pricing out my vehicles and with Kelly Blue Book, where they do like the buy now, and then what's the we buy any car?
Yep.
What's the other one
We
called?
buy any car.
It's not Auto Trader. Whatever the other one is. Auto something.
Yes.
And they send me emails, because I priced out my car. They send me emails off almost every week giving me another $500 for my vehicles. Which is crazy. But if I like traded them right now, I'd be in the same boat because I'd have to go and buy a more expensive used vehicle.
Exactly. This is so strange.
So it is. It really is.
What's happening?
It all started in April, May of last year when U.S. automakers were forced to close factories, not just U.S., but everybody, for 8 weeks to help stop the novel coronavirus from spreading. They cut production, limiting inventory, even as demand remained surprisingly strong. So
I have been noticing a rise in Mecum Auto. I follow their accounts and I watch their show all the time. I try to watch it as much as possible. It's one of my favorite shows to watch. Every single time they have an auction, whether it's in Arizona or wherever they're at, and these cars are selling for buku bucks.
they are.
Some of those used trucks, like Chevy trucks or whatever, I mean, they're going for $90,000, $100,000. I mean, it is wild.
What's weird to me is they're getting into territory now that I don't even think are like, in my mind, those are not old vehicles. Have you noticed that?
It's true, but I mean,
I'm
I
like,
feel like
that car's already a classic.
No
Are you
joke.
kidding me?
But I remember pre-pandemic, there was a. I'm sorry for doing all this, but this is. I just wanted you guys to see this. Look at this, guys. Look at that, huh? Do you want to donut, Jacob? Come help yourself. Come over here. Handsome, sweet little lad. But during the pre-pandemic, I saw a Bentley sell for $34,000 on Mecum auction.
Yeah.
So it was just one of the things that Abel wanted I wanted to do with Abel. This is probably before Isaac came around because I wanted our baby moon to be at a Mecum auction in Arizona. And I wanted to buy a car because I was like, listen, if they can sell a Bentley for $34K, then but now you watch the show and it's a Bronco sold for $150,000. Like it was like an old school Bronco. And stuff. It's just like, it's through the roof. It's not even worth it. It's not even worth going at this point because these
the prices are way too inflated.
Way high.
Yeah.
Way high. It's crazy. So who would have thought?
Next. I'm good. I'll have one later. Fed Chair Powell says it's very, very unlikely the U.S. will see 1970s style inflation. I'm glad he said this. This makes me feel so much better about the markets. That's how traders react, though.
But how does he know?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It just doesn't even make any sense. Like, what? How are you going to say that when we're seeing every single sign that points to 1970s style inflation?
Yeah, I don't understand why
prices,
everybody sees the Fed chair as like the father of the market.
But this is why you can't go based off of the professionals because they're in bed with hedge funds and they want to alter the market. What kind of article is this? Of course, this is giving people false confidence, false hope. What a jerk.
Let's see the article. They're back there eating donuts. Yeah. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell acknowledged Tuesday that some inflation pressures are stronger and more persistent than he had anticipated, though still not on par with some of the worst episodes the U.S. has seen historically. Under questioning from special House panel, the central bank leader continued to attribute most of the recent inflation surge to factors closely tied to the economic reopening. Among them, Powell cited airline tickets, hotel prices, and lumber, along with generally surging consumer demand pumping up an economy that a year ago faced substantial imposed restrictions in the early days of COVID-19. Those factors, he said, should resolve themselves in the coming months. Continue. They don't speak to a broadly tied economy and to the kinds of things that have led to higher inflation over time. He told the House Select Subcommittee on the Coronavirus Crisis. Powell's mandated testimony provided an economic update and covered the pandemic-related tools Congress gave the Fed during the crisis. I will say that these effects have been larger than we expected, and they may turn out to be more persistent than we have expected. But the incoming data are very consistent with the view that these are factors that will wane over time, and inflation will then move down towards our goals, and we'll be monitoring that carefully. Headline price inflation was up 5% year over year in May, the highest in nearly 13 years. So he was up on the Hill yesterday and said a couple things, and everybody was happy, and the markets went back up yesterday after being down throughout the day. They shot back up yesterday. So I'm glad that Jerome Powell saved the markets once again. Next. A new ETF is trying to make a movement out of activist investing. Let's see the article. Can you make an exchange-traded fund out of activist investing? Earlier this month, Engine Number 1 came out of nowhere and won 3 ExxonMobil board seats after a 6-month proxy fight. So this is the company that had the activist investors that they're trying to get onto company's board to change the company to be more in line with the environmental, social, and governance goals that they have for themselves, and they are starting an ETF. Now they're starting an ETF to promote their methods. Engine Number 1 Transform 500 ETF, VOTE, begins trading Wednesday. The company says it's seeking to encourage transformational change at the public companies and that it will try to measure the investment made by companies in their employees, communities, customers, and the environment with financial, operational, and environmental, social, and governance metrics. It is attracting outsized attention because it is the intersection between three hot investing themes: ETFs, ESG, and activist investing. So let's see how this Vote ETF does. Basically tracking the woke metrics. So we'll see how it does over the next couple of months. It's going to start trading today. Next article. Self-driving truck startup Embark to go public. We got another one.
Are you serious?
In $5.2 billion SPAC deal.
Okay.
Embark is the latest self-driving truck firm to tap public markets in recent months, joining Plus and Too Simple. T-U. Simple. Too Simple. Let's see the article.
Self-driving semi-truck.
I don't know how
What
much
could
I
go
trust
wrong?
that. No, for real. Embark Trucks is merging with a special purpose acquisition company to go public in a deal that values a self-driving truck startup at about $5.2 billion. Founded in 2016, Embark says it's the oldest U.S. self-driving truck software firm and aims to partner with shippers to bring down carrier costs and make roads safer. Or unsafer.
Right.
The company has partnerships with a number of transportation companies and brands, including beer seller Anheuser-Busch, InBev SA, technology firm HP, and Knight-Swift Transportation Holdings, which are all publicly traded, I believe. The largest truckload carrier in North America. Yes, Knight-Swift is definitely publicly traded. Embark currently has a small developmental fleet running some routes out of Southern California. The company hopes to fully commercialize its technology and to license it so that carriers can operate a large number of their trucks using Embark software without needing any human drivers in the years ahead. So we'll see what happens.
No way. I would never.
I'm
going
gonna
to
keep an eye on this one.
No chance.
No?
It'd be one thing if it was on tracks. Therefore, it would be a train.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. There's just no way. I mean, there's so much liability here. It's not even funny. It's just not worth it.
The San Francisco-based startup combining with the sustainability-focused SPAC Northern Genesis Acquisition Corp, NGAB. So you can already get into this one. NGAB is the ticker. Embark is the latest self-driving truck firm to tap public markets in recent months, joining Plus AI Corp and Too Simple. These companies are competing for customers and hoping to use the deals to raise large sums of money needed to build out their technologies. We think there's a unique opportunity to really seize this inflection point, Embark Chief Executive Alex Rodriguez said in an interview. It's about having the war chest, the partners, and the resources to be a leading franchise that people want to work with. Mr. Rodriguez, 25 years old, joins a group of young startup executives who are making fortunes on paper by taking their companies public through SPACs.
Mad young.
He and Chief Technology Officer Brandon Moak co-founded the company after dropping out of Canada's University of Waterloo. Mr. Rodriguez didn't specify how much of Embark he will own after the deal, but he said he and Mr. Moak are rolling over significant stakes. Let's see if they keep them, because if they don't, then we know this is just a money grab for them to move on to buy turkey farms in Tennessee.
So bizarre. What a world we live in.
Next. We got some bad news coming out of El Salvador.
Oh.
Salvadoran representative introduces lawsuit against the Bitcoin tender law for being unconstitutional. Looks like he didn't get his cut of the IMF loan, and he's now sour, and he wants a cut. So, see what happens. Let's see the article.
For being unconstitutional, huh? Enlarge that, baby. There you go. Jamie Guevara, a Salvadorian representative, presented a lawsuit against the recent approved Bitcoin tender law today. Guevara alleges the law is unconstitutional and brings a series of changes that will cause problems for Salvadorans. For some reason, I just want to say Salvadorians. Some people suspect Bukele's regime to be behind their representatives' demand due to its inability to applying this novel law. Jamie Guevara, a Salvadoran opposition representant, introduced a demand to deem the recently approved Bitcoin tender law as unconstitutional. Oscar Artero, a co-signer of the lawsuit, agrees with this interpretation and expects the court to repeal the law. According to him, the Bitcoin law doesn't have a legal base to stand on. Artero declares to the local media that Bitcoin law is to loot people's pocket. It is tax exempt. They want to force us to trade. Interesting. Continue. The representative introduced this lawsuit before the presentation of the regulation that derives from the approbation of the law. Consequently, no one currently knows the fine print of the implementation of the exchanging system, according to a poll made by Kamara Sol. 8 out of 10 citizens would not receive payment in Bitcoin. What? Therefore, for most Salvadorans, the Bitcoin tender law is a source of concern these days. However, it is unlikely that the Supreme Court would revoke the law because Nayib Bukele appointed these judges after ousting the old ones last May. This was considered by some, the international community, as a coup. For Guevara, this will be the test of how independent from the government these judges are, the representative stated. We are going to put this chamber to the test to see what response they are going to give to the public. Continue. How many more slides? According to the other experts, this might be an inside job to free Bukele from the responsibilities of actually implementing this law. I have a feeling that that's more likely.
Yes, probably.
He probably didn't know what he was doing. He thought he wanted to seize an opportunity and then realize that there's too much fine print, too much red tape, and then all of a sudden it's like,
no one moved to El Salvador. No one.
Literally, nobody took the bait. This was Salvador Anaya, a Salvadoran lawyer, thinks. Anaya stated the government is clueless about how to implement this law, and they would be using Guevara and the new judges to save face. But Guevara denies these claims, stating he has nothing to do with the new idea of the ruling party. He stressed, it is widely rumored that this servant represents the interest of Nayib Bukele or the majority bank of New Ideas. At no time, categorically, are we representing the interest of this sector. We are simply representing the people. Next. He bit off way too much. Then that's what it is.
Yeah. The World Bank didn't want to help him implement it, and the IMF, and they were in loan negotiations with the IMF, and so I believe that that's where this is all coming from. They got to backtrack a little bit so they can get that $1 billion loan, and they'll have to see how other countries do it first before they can.
They don't have the infrastructure to carry it out.
No.
Yep.
Because they don't want to put that much of an investment into it. If they put more of an investment into it, I believe that they could do it.
Interesting. Because it's a small enough country.
Yeah.
But I guess not.
They should have got the bankers on board with it, or businessmen in the country, and not just make like a political statement. Yeah, we're going to do this.
Right.
So if there's people that have money in your country that aren't on board with it that can help you implement it, it's not going to happen.
100%.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Because every country in the world is broke, basically. Yes. We got some sad news. Not only was there a divorce in the Gates family, but there's also...
trustee exit.
Yes. Buffett exits as Gates Foundation trustee, sidestepping rift.
Oh, no. Go ahead. Yeah. Read it.
Let's see the article.
Black and white.
Warren Buffett resigned as a trustee at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation as the charity grapples with the upheaval created by the divorce of its namesake founders, and the billionaire finds himself at the center of controversy over the ultra-wealthy and taxes. My goals are 100% in sync with those of the foundation, Buffett said. He's 90.
I know. He's mad old.
Wednesday in a statement that also announced he had reached the halfway mark in giving all of his Berkshire Hathaway shares to charity. Wealth for you. Enjoying Bloomberg Wealth? Question mark. To read more articles based on your personal... Continue. Buffett has contributed more than $27 billion of his own money to the charity over the past 15 years. He's one of the Gates Foundation's 3 board members, alongside Bill Gates and Melinda Gates, who announced last month they're splitting after 27 years of marriage. Buffett didn't mention the divorce as a reason for his resignation, while giving a broader statement about his philanthropic goals, taxes, and dynastic wealth. Buffett has faced criticism in recent weeks amid investigation by ProPublica into how certain wealthy individuals, including Berkshire chairman and chief executive officer, pay low tax rates relative to their fortunes. Yes, that is because they make most of their money from capital gains. They don't get paid $1 billion in salary.
Right.
I don't understand why people don't understand this. Buffett said that his $41 billion of contributions to 5 foundations has produced only about 40 cents of tax savings per $1,000 given. That's because I have relatively little income, Buffett said in the statement. My wealth remains almost entirely deployed in tax-paying businesses. He does pay taxes. That I own through my Berkshire stock holdings, and Berkshire regularly reinvests earnings to further grow its output, employment, and earnings. The income I receive from other assets allows me to live as I wish, which is
Very simply.
very simple.
He still lives in the same house he like grew up in or
Yeah.
whatever.
The same house that he bought like way back when, still drives a Cadillac DTS, I believe it is. So he lives very simple.
Yeah.
He doesn't spend a lot of his money.
Crazy.
It is. But he's not interested in any of that. So there's people that are like interested in,
Yeah. But he's more
yachts
interested
and
in
jets. He's more interested in
just making the
continuing
money,
to
I'm
read the
sure.
Wall Street Journal every day. That's like what he likes to do. So he's $38.99 a month for a subscription to the Wall Street Journal.
But it's kind of interesting why he stepped down. There's no reason given as to why he stepped down.
He stepped down because he didn't want to like get caught up in the mix.
Because it's gonna
Probably
hit
what's
the
going to
fan
happen
here.
because he's such good friends to the family. It's going to be like, hey, can you tell Melinda? Hey, can you tell Bill? And he doesn't want to be in the middle.
right.
So he's just going to, I'm going to step down. I'm going to continue to support you. And
Or something big is gonna come out on Bill.
possibly.
It's already stuff
in
is
all
already
sorts of
starting.
trouble.
Yeah, already in trouble. All right, next.
Millennials, the wealthiest generation? Question mark.
No,
Believe it?
no.
Believe it. Believe it. The world has changed. I guarantee you the author of this is a millennial.
100%.
The world has changed since boomers were young adults, and so has the value of housing, education, and a steady job. This goes along with what we've been talking about the last couple of days about rent and all sorts of stuff. Let's see the article. The world has changed since boomers were young adults, and so has the value of housing, education, steady job. Millennials spent their early adulthood dogged by 2 large recessions, rising housing prices, and exploring student debt. It's no wonder they're less likely, even as they approach 40, to have many of the traditional trappings of adulthood, including marriage and homeownership. But a closer look at the data and a more inclusive definition of wealth reveals this often maligned group is doing quite well. In fact, most are doing better than previous generations. In modern history, each generation has typically been richer than the last. If millennials are falling behind, it could be a sign of the end of a multi-generational boom in prosperity. But comparing generations is hard, in large part as the world changes, so do the markers of success, and we have different choices to thrive. So millennials went through the 2008 housing crash. Mm-hmm. A lot of them I was thinking about this, a lot of them saw their parents' house foreclosed on.
Right.
Because their parents were overextended.
Mm-hmm.
Could that be a reason why they want to rent and not buy? So that they are never in that situation that they were in.
No, the reason why they're in that situation is because they have no idea how to make money. They have no idea what an asset is, what liability is.
Yeah.
That's what. Here's the thing, like
You don't think it's some sort of psychological trauma from them being as a kid and moving from this house to another one because my parents couldn't afford it, was foreclosed on?
No, I
No?
don't think so. I genuinely think that they've been brainwashed to believe that renting is probably a better solution. They don't understand that like it's literally crippling the middle class by renting and not owning.
Yeah.
And then there's like this false idea that because I rent, I have more money in my pocket. That's bogus. You have way less money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then especially in this current market that we're in, if you knew what I paid for my mortgage, it's like, it's not, it's literally, it's a pittance.
Yeah.
And then you see people that are in a 1-bedroom apartment paying $2,300 a month.
Yeah.
And I think to myself, you are enslaved to that apartment and you think that you have all of this freedom because you're not tied down to a mortgage. But no, I don't think that has anything to do with it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I just think that they're financially, like Rich Dad, Poor Dad says, ignorant.
Yeah.
Or financially stupid.
Nobody ever taught them.
Nobody ever taught them. Yeah.
Continue. In other words, things are different since the baby boomers were young. Getting paid a decent salary and having stability now often requires some education or training beyond high school. For most, doesn't. For most, thriving in a career means living in a large metropolitan area that offers better job options and a network of talented peers that further your skill set. Millennials also need to invest and save for themselves for retirement. It's debatable whether all these changes are positive, but when you consider them as a whole, millennials' portfolios don't look so bad. They simply made choices in response to a new economy. Take high levels of debt. Millennials have almost twice as much debt as their parents did at their age, but this is mostly student debt, reflecting that they made an investment in their future earnings, did they? As the economy changes, more education has become necessary for higher pay. According to data from the Federal Reserve Bank, about 69% of millennials had some education beyond high school compared with 54% of boomers. But I think that was the on the boomers that birthed the millennials, didn't they? Boomers birthed millennials.
Yeah, I think so.
Where they hammered into them how important it is to go to college. I know for a lot of my classmates, it was you need to go to college, you need to go to college, you need to go to college, even though they didn't want to.
Mm-hmm.
And so they went to college, they got student loans, they went to college, and now,
it's a mess.
It doesn't even help them. Their degree doesn't even help them.
100%. It's like you went to college for 4 years for communications. What is that?
I think
nobody even knows.
Taking out a mortgage is better than taking out student loans.
100%. 1,000%. Yes.
Because you don't have to.
If you are 18 years old and you're watching this show, please don't go to college.
You don't have to go. You can go to college. Go to college locally. You don't have
community college. If you're actually working to be a specific, like you want to be a nurse.
If you know what you want to do.
You know what you want to do. If you do not know what you want to do, get into the workforce.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, you will save yourself a lot of heartache.
Yes, absolutely.
Student loan is the worst. And then especially with having student loans that you have a degree that you can do nothing with.
Yes.
You're literally getting paid $35K a year and you have a $250,000 student loan. It's a mess.
Yes.
It's an absolute mess. But also there's something to just getting in the work field or the workforce and then getting some kind of work ethic. That's where the millennials are just like, they all went into college and it was like, all of a sudden I have a degree and I've made it in life, but I have no work ethic and I have literally like no tolerance for any kind of like work. And then you just can't see any progress. I mean, and I know that I'm categorizing like an entire group of people, but dang, like we've seen it, and it's pretty sad. It's pretty sad to see. My husband has a construction company, and any millennial, it literally will not last more than 2 weeks. Scout's honor. It is absolutely bizarre. But again, that's like there's a huge discrepancy when it comes to like financial like knowledge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I guarantee you, if you asked a millennial what's an asset versus the liability, they wouldn't know what the difference is.
Which is one of the reasons why we started this show.
100%.
And if you don't yet have an investment account, today is the day.
Today's the day.
Open an investment account
Beep, beep.
and do some research on it. How to invest. Just type into Google how to invest.
How to invest.
Investopedia. Just look at the basics and get started there. That is the tip of the day.
We're starting. That's the tip of the day. Listen, can you isolate that sound clip, Brennan? We're gonna have a tip of the day every single day that we do the show, and the clip is the "oh yeah," that one. Yes, that one. And so that's going to be, okay, tip of the day. Maybe we can have like some type of graphic up there that says like, here's the tip of the day. Boom.
Boom.
Get financial knowledge.
Yes. Now let's take a look at the stocks to research for today real quick. Pito is going to record. All right. Low risk stock to research today. I'm not telling you to buy these. You can buy them if you want. If you don't, it's on you. Gold, GLD. GLD, Spider Gold Shares. The investment seeks to reflect the performance of the price of gold, bullion. The trust holds gold bars from time to time, issues baskets in exchange for deposits of gold, and distributes gold with redemptions of baskets. So basically investing in gold, but on paper. So that's low risk. It's come down off of highs. It was almost up to 1,800, and right now it's in the 1,600s. It might go down a little bit more, but I think it's a good time to invest in GLD. Or just buy physical gold if you want to. Medium, Navi, N-A-V-I, Navient Corporation. Navient is a loan management, speaking of student loans. Speaking of student loans, Navient is a loan management servicing and asset recovery company. It holds the largest portfolio of federal education loans and private education loans. It has a small dividend at 3.3%. It's trading slightly off its 52-week high of $20.50. Lower price to book value than most in the industry. PE ratio is also low compared to the rest of the industry. More profitable than most of its peers, but the risk include a higher debt to capital ratio than almost anyone in the financial services industry. It's involved in several lawsuits and could have problems if it fails to collect on outstanding student loans. So that's why it's a medium risk. And then the high risk for today is...
And of course, you have all of this entire generation that feels like their schooling should be, that debt should be canceled.
Yes.
So that's not good.
That could be another risk, yes. But I don't know if that's going to happen. Because if you're going to cancel debt now, then what about all the other people before that had student debt that paid it off?
100%.
Are they going to get a large chunk of money too?
Right.
Or there's...
So much gray area.
Yeah, there's a lot of gray area, and it's
But there's been
politically, it would be a minefield.
It would be a minefield, but just the idea that we're even having that conversation is wild.
Yeah.
The fact that this is already, I mean, people actually feel entitled to getting their student debt loans canceled is mind-blowing. Hashtag millennials.
Hashtag millennials. High-risk GSAT Global Star, GSAT, provides mobile satellite services, including voice and data through satellite in emergencies like natural disasters or in places where there is no like mobile communication. B Rally Investments see upside in GSAT. Yes, in Mogadishu, for example. And has set the price target at $3.25. It was trading at $1.80 this morning pre-market. It also has been mentioned on the Wall Street Bets forum. Options traders are pricing in for a big move. If you don't want to buy the shares, buy some options and see how it goes.
There you have it.
I'm not telling you to buy them. Just research them. See if you like it. If not, don't buy it.
Awesome.
Oh, and then ROCK, R-O-C-K. We went over this yesterday. Manufacturer and provider of products and services for renewable energy. I looked at this company and it's priced a little too high right now, I think. So unless there's
yesterday?
So unless there's some really good news that is coming out, I wouldn't invest in it. I think it's still a little too pricey. And then FCEL, the fuel cell, that was a meme stock earlier this year. I don't think it's going to be an upward trend anytime soon, not from what I'm seeing. They just missed their second quarter earnings, and investors were not happy. Institutional investors have been selling it. So unless it gains steam on Wall Street Bets or gains more short interest than it has now, I don't think it's going to spike.
Interesting.
But then again, I could be wrong, and you could be missing out on billions of dollars. So do your own research on it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it for today.
Awesome. All right, there you have it, ladies and gents. Did you see that mug behind that crappy HP that Patrick has? There it is. Look, it's kind of tipped over. That is... Oh.
Now it's actually tipped over.
No!
That is your gift for your donation of any for your donation
Cut the camera.
of any size. Yippee! When does Patrick think Enbridge will hit $50?
Enbridge. Let me scroll back up. You can keep going until I can find Enbridge.
All right.
My notes.
So there's that mug. Can you show a picture of it? And that's your gift for any donation size. So if you're watching on Facebook, #donate to give. Text RT to 50155. If you're using Cash App, it's $RT give. Venmo, RT give. And of course, if you want to give via PayPal, it's revivaltoday.com/PayPal. We're also accepting cryptocurrency to the moon. There's the scan code. Or you can just go to revivaltoday.com /give. No, Ninja Buddha, you cannot have a mug with our faces on it. No! And then, of course, if you want to mail in a check, you can do so at Revival Today, P.O. Box 7, Prosperity, PA 15329. Don't forget to claim your offer. If you want to receive that special edition Check the Market mug. And again, that's revivaltoday.com /offer. If this is still too complicated, 412-446-2332, and one of the lovely ladies in our office will walk you right through it. There you have it, ladies and gents. Thanks for watching Rosie and Stock Market Samurai and Melanie Jones and Yellow Girl. I don't know why I read that out loud. And then Douglas Johnson. Angie, I'm up 27%. Dre H. Millennials is approximately 1980 to 1995. Generation Z is after that. That's mid-2000s. Are we talking about both groups? No, we're talking about that first set of groups. Although I would say that it's more like after 1985. 1985 to 1996.
I would say it's more like after 1989.
We're not going to be grouped in with millennials. Like, we refuse.
Enbridge, I would say, if I had to take a guess, probably by February or March next year, it'll definitely be at 50. If there's not any news that comes out that's going to bring it down. If it keeps on the same trajectory.
I sold Pembia Pipeline Corp today. Was that a smart move?
Yes. Let me take a look at Pembia again. Pembia Pipeline.
Charles says XRP and Doge to the moon. Doug, what's XRP at right now? Fly me to the moon.
Pembina is still on an upwards trajectory, but it depends on how much profit you made on it. If you're happy with the amount of profit that you made, then I think there's still some juice left there where it can keep going up. It looks like most of the analytics are looking up for Pembina. There's some insider buying. The momentum is towards the positive. So there's probably still a little bit of juice left there, but if you already made profit, then just take some profit. Take some profit.
There you go. Well, that's it for today's show. Coming up next is going to be live with Evangelist Jonathan Orodalis, Revival Today live at 11 a.m., followed by live with Maddie, 4 p.m. And then, of course, each night we end it with Check the News at 11 p.m. So there you have it. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we will see you tomorrow morning.
See you tomorrow.